sock wetting. And take this into wet bulb temperature. That one. Switch to our probe. And now we'll hit enter. On 67. 66 degrees. Thermostat is showing 73 degrees. Okay. 65. So it's about 10 degrees lower for the wet bulb. Okay. Anyway, I'll hit enter here. Okay, got a unit just slightly low on Freon. Took my indoor wet bulb temperature, 65.7. Now I've got my outdoor dry bulb temperature. We're showing about 92. 93.4. Hit enter there. We'll lock that in. And then I'll switch to my T2 clamps. And let's see what we're registering here. On the high side. And the low side. Just feeling the line here. You can see our suction line is not very cold. It's cold right here, but we're low on Freon. Gonna put my gauges on, got my can of refrigerant here. Get this sucker going. I put my gloves on before I put my gauges on. Now we've locked in our indoor wet bulb temperature and outdoor dry bulb temperature. I wanted to get up here nice and early in the morning and get this done. Okay, I'll make sure everything's off here, everything's sealed. Okay, we're off there. Got my can of refrigerant. Can purge the line. Pour the purge on both sides. Start with this side first. Hook up our low side. I brought some new Schrader valve caps that have an O-ring seal, a little bit better, and also some nylog to finish it off. Everything looks good there. Here's our low side. Pressures, oh yeah, we're low for sure. Should be more around 68. High side should be around 275, somewhere around there. Gloves and safety glasses. Gloves prevent frostbite. Let's see what our pressures are at. .213. So yeah, for sure, we're low on Freon. So it was an improper charge from the installer. What are you going to do? Okay, so now we'll purge our high side as well. This way, what happens is air gets in the hose line, and we don't want that air being brought over into the suction line into our charging port, because it's pulling like a vacuum, and it'll take that air, bring it into the system. If air mixes with the refrigerant, it'll turn to an acid and corrode the system from inside out. Anyway, here goes charging, and I'm just going to be charging by vapor today. Get this puppy to where it needs to be. Now we can scroll through and check for our superheat. It's showing we're offline. Our subcool is 13. That's not too bad. I'm gonna bring my gauge or my clamp here closer. There we go. Now we're coming up on our superheat, so that's a good sign. .40 superheat, it's not bad. Anyway, we're getting there. My system's a capillary tube system. The capillary tube system you want to charge according to superheat. It's the most accurate way. And you can see right here it's giving us our target superheat 10.4. We're at 38.8. Pretty nice system because it does the calculations for you, figure out what you should be at based on temperatures and pressures. So we'll see how it goes. Nice Palm Springs day here. Morning. So we won't get an accurate reading until we turn off the gauge, and that'll show us what our pressures are at. So let's take a look. We're showing 24.8, 65 on the pressure, so we're getting better. 235 on the high side. We're not there yet. On the accumulator, you can see the moisture level as it starts to climb. The line's starting to feel nice and cold, so that's good. See, I just use the wet sock to take the indoor wet bulb temperature at the return. It's the intake where the air goes into the system. And then use the dry thermocouple right here for the outdoor dry bulb temperature. Now let's just take some time. So we're climbing on the high side. You know, again, that should be somewhere around 275. And the low side should be around 68, somewhere in there. But again, go by my Superheat. You see our accumulator is getting really nice and cold. The line's nice and cold all the way back. Go ahead and take a reading, see where we're at. .8 Superheat, definitely get in there. 15, and you can see 65.6. Oh, we're getting close to where we want to be. Yep, just take some time. New units, they're nice in that they don't have a fan baffle on the top, so that's one less thing to fall in there and hit the fan and mess you up. But what's harder is it's really harder to get to the compressor because you have to take the fan lid off to get down inside there. So if you have burned wiring or something, not much fun to get in there. The old units are definitely a lot easier for that to get into. But I do find a lot less burned wires on the new units, but that's probably because they're new. So time will tell how things work out over the long haul. I knew something was off because I wasn't getting my 15 to 20 degree split over 20 minutes, and I had the unit turned down. I turned it down to 70 degrees and it wouldn't drop below 76. And I know it's properly sized and everything. This is a 13 series unit. So now I can switch over and check our saturation temperature. I'll turn this off. That'll show us where we're at right now. Definitely getting closer. There we go. 14.5. And what we'll do is switch over and show you saturation temperature. Right there. 38 degrees, 37 degrees. Looking pretty good. It's definitely a nice meter. Calculates things for you once you enter in your indoor wet bulb and outdoor dry bulb. Gives you the target superheat. It's a nice feature. removing plenty of heat from the unit, from the place. All out of water. Take some time there. There's a 10.4, but that's with the line open. It's not our true reading. We don't get our actual reading, so we turn it off. There we are. Definitely getting there. What I can do is, well, I'll go ahead and recover all the refrigerant and we'll take our reading. We're looking pretty good at 15.4. Once I pull all that liquid refrigerant over, it's going to change that a little bit. This will probably pop a little once I get it off. There we go. And what I brought is some nylog. I'll add a little nylog to the threads. Nylog's a lubricant and it's made from the same refrigerant oil. It'll help make a better seal, as well as make it easier to remove the cap in the future. Now for the liquid refrigerant that's trapped, turn off my refrigerant, and I got the nylog all over my hands. Get that all over everything. I'll peel one layer of gloves back. Okay, and we'll meter that liquid refrigerant that's trapped in the hose over into the high side by opening the high side all the way, and then with the low side we'll just bring it over little by little. Until our pressure is equalized. At this point our superheat's actually going up a little bit, so we're where we want to be at the cutoff point. You can see at this point, instead of dropping our superheat, it's starting to raise up, so we're good there. 15.5 on our superheat. I'll go ahead and detach the low side. And I've got my new Schrader cap. And I'm just going to drop a little nylog on the O-ring. Pretty cool lubricant. There we go, we're all set there, nice and chilly. Okay, since I'm done charging, I can release all that refrigerant from the hoses, since I don't have another unit to charge. Leave it trapped in there. And I recovered all the liquid side, so it's all just vapor. And our outgoing temperature is about 52, somewhere there, 50 to 52. Yeah. So that's pretty good. We've got our 20-degree split because what we're going in at is 73 degrees. I'm coming out at about 52, 53. So we got a 20 split.